So, I just wanted to hop on and share with you briefly my self love journey, and doing this in hopes that you yourself will hop on a self love journey. Because one thing I did realize when I was on the self love journey is a lot of people don't love themselves. Now, if you ask them, they probably would be just like me. If someone had asked me, um, a couple years ago, hey, do you love yourself? I probably would have been offended. Like, what? Of course I love myself. But when it's all said and done, when you look at the things I was doing, how I was living my life, no, I didn't love myself. So compared to how I'm living now, then yes, I can see very clearly I love myself because of how I'm moving through life. So it's not about what you say and how you're thinking. It's about how you're moving. What are your actions? Are your actions showing that you truly love yourself? You know what I'm saying? So, are you getting enough rest at night? Are you exercising? Are you eating right? Are you evolving? Are you Are you reading books? Are you? The list goes on and on and on. So, and when I looked at all these different things, I was like, well, dang, no, I really am not taking care of my temple. So those are the things that I started to do. So when what helped me um, when I got on my self-love journey, everything it's like as you evolve, things become more and more and more clear, like every part of your life, right? So the people who I couldn't see before, I could see very clearly then because I was going out of my way to um, pour into myself for the first time in my life ever because the way I was raised, I was programmed to be a people pleaser. So I was always pouring my energy into other people. So for the first time, when I started doing self love and I was pouring my energy into myself, I realized how good that felt. And I was like, okay, wasn't giving anything extra. It was the same stuff I was just giving to everybody else, but now I'm finally pouring it into myself. You know what I mean? So when I started to do that, and now I'm making an effort to do things to make myself feel good, it became apparent to the people who were in my circle who were doing things that made me feel bad. So at that time, you now have a choice. Okay, it's either you're going to evolve with me or you're going to be removed from my life. Because when you're up leveling, when you're evolving, you're raising your vibration, however you want to look at this. When you're ascending up, right? And somebody says, hey, I want to stay here, but you want to go up to here. That person that's down here is going to anchor you, and you're only going to be able to go but so high. You'll never be able to get to where you want to go because you're still attached to somebody who's down here. So you have to take that into account if you're trying to evolve to your highest and greatest version of yourself. And that's what I want ultimately. So, and I know how energy works. So that is going to become a hindrance. And it was while I was on my path, you know, because I was holding on to something that was causing me pain. So I was able to see clearly that, hey, by me holding on to this thing that I quote unquote love or I've attached this title to is causing me pain. So am I, in the end, once again, am I loving myself by doing that? No, I'm not. I'm putting more love into that thing than I am into myself. That's why it's called self-love. And it's not to be selfish. It's about reciprocity. If I'm going to, whatever I'm pouring into you, if you can't pour back into me that same thing, then there's not an equal energy exchange. So, and that's how I became depleted because I always pour into everyone else. And then I never sat down and realized that no one in my circle was pouring even remotely close to what I was pouring out. It was just a bunch of takers. So, and don't get on the journey and thinking that, oh, if I do this, I'm gonna be alone, and you're never alone. You're never alone. I'll tell you this, when you don't have that presence of the divine around you, you're going to know. You don't, a lot of people don't realize it's there because we take it for granted. I remember when I was in the military and I was on a profile, and um, So I didn't I didn't run for like a while. And then one day we had this field day event, something, and we were playing kickball. And I used to love playing kickball growing up. So I played kickball, right? And I hadn't ran in a while. And by the time the game was over, and I was walking to my car, like I ruptured both of my both of my Achilles. It took me forever to walk to my car. It sucked driving home. When I got home, I had uh, 2 levels. So I crawled up the steps because I could not walk. It was so painful to walk. I crawled up the steps and I was like, I got a bathroom down here. It was early, so I was like, I got to eat. I can't keep coming back up down these steps. I grabbed my pillow, I grabbed everything I needed and crawled back down the steps. I was like, I slept on the couch that day. I was like, I can't keep going back up down these steps. But my point is, I didn't realize how much I needed my Achilles until they were gone, until I needed them. And that's how it is with spirit. It's always around you. It's there. It's always there. But as soon as you do something to separate yourself from that, that's when you're gonna be like, oh, that's what that feeling was. So it's like when you hear these quote unquote celebrities selling their soul. As I said in many messages, you can't sell your soul because it doesn't belong to you. What they're doing is subleasing their apartment, giving up space inside of this vessel, right? So when they do that and they renounce God, immediately they're gonna feel that, oh, that's what that was. They're going to feel, okay, that protection, that light, that shine that was over you is gone. Then, because you took it for granted, just like my Achilles, it was always there, but I just didn't pay any attention to it, and I just thought it was normal. No, that's what it is. It's always there. It's always with you until you renounce it and say, okay, I don't believe in do it and blah, blah, yada, yada, yada. So then you can find out the hard way. But getting closer to that source that is within you, self-love, that all helped me become closer to that source that is within me when I started self-love. Because self-love was me adding meditation to my practice, and me adding meditation definitely is what brought me closer to that presence that's within. So just wanted to hop on real quick and just give you a little quick synopsis of my things I experienced in my self-love journey. So it definitely is worth it, and I advise it. And if you got anything out of this message, as always, hit your like and subscribe, and I will definitely check you in the next one.